Today we're going to be going over exactly how to stave off Murphy and how to get and stay out of debt better while saving money. Coming up next. Hi, my name is Daniel and welcome back to Money Recall. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you're interested in seeing more money related topics so that you never miss out on any of our feature content. So for the more astute among you that are able to read and understand thumbnails, we're going to be covering emergency funds, also known as rainy day funds. These are what catch you in case of emergencies that are true emergencies. And no, we're not talking about flash sales down at the mall. An emergency fund is one of the most important line items on your budget. We're going to go over exactly why you need one, how you can get one faster, and exactly when you should be using them. Budgeting is key to financial success. Knowing exactly where your money is going is the first thing to getting a handle on your personal finance. Sitting down and writing a budget every single month will help you understand exactly where your expected expenses are going to be and how to handle them. However, as we all know, unexpected things happen. Cars break down, people break arms, people get laid off, other things happen. Being prepared for these is a good way to keep yourself out of debt and make sure that you have less stress during these stressful times. It is important that you have this emergency fund so that you can actually be able to tackle these problems without having to take out a loan or other form of debt. These experiences can be traumatic in and of themselves, and not having a financial plan to deal with them can even compound the problem further. For many Americans, the reality is that they have less than $1,000 in checking and savings to deal with such problems. And recently, as confidence in the market has grown, so has spending, and saving habits have gone out the window. Here we see how the average American would deal with an unexpected expense. Only 39% of Americans would be able to deal with this incident and be fine. While an appalling 19% would go to credit cards and 5% personal loans. If you're not aware exactly how predatory payday loans are and exactly how bad they can hurt you financially, make sure to watch our video linked above and down below. APR rates can start at 200% and be as high as 600% annually. Do not go to them. Stay away from payday loans like the plague. So what is a true rainy day fund / emergency fund actually used for? This is for when you get laid off, break an arm, can't work, or have some other issue like your car breaks down, leaking roof, broken pipes. These are true emergencies. Make sure that you have at least $1,000 saved. Whatever you have to do, make sure that you save it as soon as possible. Sell something off. Make sure that you cut back on paying off your debt for the time being until you have this emergency fund. It will do you no good to go into further debt because you didn't have this emergency fund. It was kind of counterintuitive there. You're trying to pay off your debts and then you go into more debt because you're paying off your debts rather than the emergency fund. It is imperative to keep this money in a liquid form. Do not put it in a CD or invest it in the market or other forms of investing. Make sure that you can get to it when you need it, otherwise it is no good to you. Make sure that wherever you keep it, you don't have to pay a penalty when you pull it out either. A good guideline to follow is have $1,000 in your emergency fund. This will be able to cover most expenses that come up that are unexpected that are actually emergency fund worthy. If the expense is more than $1,000, it is usually easy to make and shift your budget around to accommodate a few $100s here and there. General advice to follow is have $1,000 inside an emergency fund. This is a good starting place to begin with because it's able to cover most expenses. And anything above it, it will not be too hard to shift a little bit of money around in your monthly budget to figure out how to accommodate it. Figuring out how to accommodate $300 is a lot easier than $1,300. It is advised that those that are in higher risk scenarios should have a little bit more inside their emergency fund. $1,000 is a great start and you need to get it now because Murphy will come. Be prepared so that you do not have to go into further debt because that's the entire purpose of all of this is to get out of debt and become financially free. This is how you begin starting to get out of debt, is by starting with your emergency fund so you don't have to go back into more debt because things will happen. For those in very stable situations, you can get away with having a emergency fund that is much less, starting at $500. This would include students staying at home, those with great benefits packages, and other low risk situations, having most of your accommodations provided for you. So the purpose of an emergency fund is to help you pay off your debt by not going further into debt when unexpected things come. So when you have paid off all your debt, with the exception of your home mortgage, what should be done? Figuring out exactly what 6 months expenses looks like for you, and then saving that much. Having 6 months of living expenses is the target goal so that you can always be prepared for the worst case scenario. So we have covered exactly what an emergency fund is, what it will do for you, and how you should get one. If you have any comments, concerns, or questions, throw them down in the comment section and they will be answered. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so that YouTube understands that you enjoyed this content. And a bonus tip for sticking around to the end, because you are awesome, make sure that you have a 72-hour kit as well for other natural disasters or just needing to leave for some random reason. This should include extra clothes, food, and generally warm weather gear. Going along with natural disasters, you should begin stocking up on food in your pantry so that you always have something to fall back on in case you can't get to the store. And you should always have a pantry filled with enough food for at least 1 month of your family's eating habits. This will keep you and your family fed if you get laid off, or in the case of a natural disaster when stores are no longer open and food is not coming into the cities. So this has been Money Recall. Thank you for watching to the end and have a great day.